Welcome back to Desert Dynasty. We are live. It is New Year's. Happy New Year's to y'all and your loved ones. It is 2026 and Desert Dynasty. We're coming in hot. Today we got a lot of conversations about Jonathan Gannon and our football team. Where the hell are the Cardinals going? And why are we just such a bad franchise? I don't know, but thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for subscribing, leaving comments, and thank you for all of y'all for being here. This is Desert Dynasty, and welcome back. Thank y'all. I'm Sefa, and I'm your host with Rick and Adam. What's going on, boys?
Foremost, we didn't have an episode last week, obviously, right, because of Christmas. So how was your guys' Christmas? What'd you guys do?
It was good, man. We just, I thankfully was able to come see you in the morning, Adam, and hang out with you guys, have breakfast. And then went over to my older brother's house and his kids. He has 5, so bunch of little munchkins running around, opening gifts, going crazy on Christmas. But it was fun. And then I went over to my in-laws and had dinner, and also had Christmas with Kat and her family. So it was chill.
Gotcha.
So it's a weird, like, dry or
Junior,
warmer season
right.
this year in Arizona. It's kind of weird. Keep going.
Get back into it once he gets back. But with that being said, what are you doing for New Year's? You said you're having some kind of like birthday or not birthday bash.
Yeah, we're doing a New Year's Eve like party. I guess you could call it a party here at the apartment, but it's not gonna be huge. We're just gonna have food, and then we're gonna play like games and like just do fun stuff. But yeah, that's tonight. At the time of recording, it is New Year's Eve, so those of you that are listening, it's gonna be New Year's, obviously. But yeah, what about you? You had plans, right, Adam?
Yeah, so Laura usually falls asleep on New Year's. She does every single year for the past 3 years. So she's like, you know what? Like, let's have my parents take the kids. We got a little date night set up. I get free movie tickets from work for certain stuff, and then
nice.
We got the gift card from you guys for Christmas, which thank you.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that and go on to like a little date that's pretty much paid for already.
Yeah.
And just have some us time, and then we're gonna come back. I know I'm coming over. We'll see what happens with Laura. So she's
for
gonna
sure,
be like,
for sure.
I'm sleeping.
I'm sleeping. Yeah, no, come through. I think Kevin's gonna bring poker over, so I want to play that again and just kind of get better at it. And then there's a bunch of board games we're gonna play and other shit. So
I mean, I'm only gonna have like 2 beers, so if you got 2 beers there, I'll drink them.
Yeah.
Because I literally can't drink because my freaking medicine.
Oh yeah,
dude.
That's right.
It's like you can have 2, 3 max. I'm like, in a week, I'm like, shit, I'm doing it in a day.
Yeah,
so
in a night.
check on me in the middle of the night, put a little heart monitor on me, just make sure I'm live.
Oh my God.
No, I'm kidding. But with that being said, this is typically going to be the segment right after we introduce ourselves and, going into heat check, where we want our listeners, we want you guys to leave comments. We're going to start shouting you out before heat check. So that way we can answer your guys' questions. And if we're going to answer the question within our podcast today, we'll go ahead and pretty much mention that. But we definitely love, getting interaction with you guys. We want more of it. So leave those comments and we'll definitely start responding more. Okay.
Yeah, and we did get one comment from one of our reels on YouTube. It was from Bad Chad. He said, it doesn't help that 3/4 of the stadium is for the visiting teams. And we were talking about how the Cardinals are just horrible and how we're not good. And yeah, you 100% right, man. Our stadium is basically an away stadium for the Cardinals, which is crazy because you think we'd have fans in Arizona, right? But it's always the opposing teams filling up that stadium.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, there's a lot of people who are from out of state that moved to Arizona, so that doesn't help. But also, I mean, the Cardinals, man, you got to give your fans something to cheer for. If we're going to be paying money to come see you, you got to give us a reason.
Exactly.
And then also, I think we notated it or kind of mentioned it on our last podcast, but Bidwell with those new seats or whatever for the rich people, you're not doing anything for the fans, right? Like, so that didn't really help your cause, essentially. Yeah. Welcome back, June. Welcome back. We just kind of shouted out one of our listeners. That's pretty much it. But what are you doing for New Year's?
He's coming over.
Yeah, coming over
Oh,
to this end of the year extravaganza and something
Hey.
going.
Adam said he's gonna come through after date night with Laura, so we'll see
Yeah.
him later
Nice.
Yeah, I'll for sure be there. Laura might not. She like I mentioned before,
if she's
she
feeling
falls
up for it.
asleep at like 10 o'clock every single time. Like back in her freaking high school days, all party girl, whatever.
Yeah.
Nowadays, dude, it's freaking 9 o'clock and she's mad that she's up still. Like, what's happening? But no, but with that being said, we're going to dive into heat check now. There's a lot to cover. There has been a crap ton going on around the valley with our sports teams outside of the Cardinals. So we're going to dive into that. First and foremost, heat check is essentially um, the segment where our podcast doesn't go over the Cardinals, which we centralize on the Cardinals, but we go over all the other Arizona sports in here, such as the Suns, Sun Devils. We'll mention U of A here and there, I guess. But with that being said, first and foremost, let's start with the Suns. Suns are currently on a 4-game win streak. We're playing the Cleveland Cavaliers right now. If one of y'all could check the score on that,
Yeah, I
that'd be
got you.
great. But the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're not as great as they were last year or the year before, but they're still always a tough team. If we can win today, we'll only be a 1 game behind the Timberwolves for the 6th seed. Right now, we're currently the 7th seed, which I don't think anybody really saw that coming except for a handful of people in the Valley.
The Cavs are up by 10 in the
Up by
third.
10, third
Yeah,
quarter. What's the total score?
75-65.
Okay, so they just been shooting lights out. That's pretty nuts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all right. Is it early in the third?
It is 9 minutes left in the third.
Oh,
So
okay. Barely just started. So
yeah.
a lot of game left. I'm sure we'll come back, but you can never count out Donovan Mitchell just having a crazy game. So
Mm-hmm.
with that being said, ASU is also playing the ACC champs Duke University today. Going into the podcast, I think we were down by 4. What's the score right now?
Same 24-28, and we're down by 4. Looks like Duke is driving, so they are on the goal line, about to score.
About to score. Okay,
Oh,
what
they
quarter is
just
it?
scored. It is third quarter, 5 minutes left, and they just scored a touchdown, so now it's 35-24.
Gotcha. Okay, so still some time left, but we do have Jeff Sims. We're also missing 35 players off of our initial roster, and pretty much all of them are starters, every down players. Most notably, obviously, we're missing Sam Levitt, pretty much have been all year, right? But we're also missing our starting left tackle, Josh Atkins. He entered the transfer portal. I'm going to butcher this guy's name, Sean Naya. He plays like guard and center. He's, I think, been playing since a freshman. He's entered the transfer portal. And then also Chris Johnson. Um, he is not playing. He's going into the transfer portal as well. We got a lot of transfer portal guys, but that kind of leads into our next big thing here, which is Dillingham getting a contract extension for 5 years. In Arizona, you can only have a max of a 5-year contract, but incentives allow him to have a 10-year contract. So it pretty much, if we go to like the playoffs next year or something like that, I think it like an additional year gets added on. But um, it's for 7.5 million a year average. And then
Yeah,
also what this does is that our staff pool has $11 million initiated to it. And that's his biggest thing, kind of that I mentioned the last podcast, is he wants to support those around him. And you have to do that if you want to be a big program. You
you
know,
do.
it's shut down rumors about Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got Heinz Ward, for goodness sake, as our receivers coach, and look at our receivers lately.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, with that being said, we're also reportedly going to have a general manager. I couldn't find anything to kind of confirm, but he's going to kind of deal with like the business side of things and NIL, allowing Coach Dillingham to just do his scouting and coach football, which
Yeah.
obviously we know he's real good at that. So,
Mm-hmm.
what are your thoughts on that? How do you feel about that?
I'm excited that we re-signed Dillingham. I was scared that we were going to lose him to Michigan, because
Yeah.
Michigan has such a high, ceiling, and they have so much money to offer. Thankfully, we retained him, and like you said, we're able to get money for our assistants and stuff like that. So, um, but I'm excited for that. And then in general, I think Kenny Dillingham just has a high upside for the program. Whereas, if we lost him, I think the football program would have tanked. I am skeptical because this is going to go into year three of, not year three of Dillingham, but year three of like trying to be good,
Yeah.
have a great sustained program. So it's that real test of like, are we for real? Because we did fall off a little bit this year. Can we be consistent and make, waves next year as well? So we'll see. I'm excited as a Sun Devils fan, but also optimistic just because I know Arizona sports just lets us down all the time. So I'm not going to get my hopes up.
Yeah. What about you, Junior? How do you feel about the Kenny Dillingham signing?
Yeah, I think it was essential, and I think that the ASU athletic department wasn't going to let him go. It would have to be him choosing to leave, you know. So
Hmm.
I'm happy with it, and I'm hoping that we can figure out a way to stay competitive without um what's his face quarterback Sam Levitt,
Sam Levitt. Hmm.
and see if we can compete next year because Texas Tech's only getting better, and same with BYU and all these bigger powerhouses, Utah as well. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And speaking about falling off, I wouldn't necessarily agree that we fell off. I think we just got the injury bug this year, and we still went 8-4 with
Yeah.
Jeff Sims, who's going to be playing in
this
semi-pro
is
soon. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah, we
yeah,
didn't we didn't fall off. It was just we had the lofty expectations of making the Big 12
yeah,
championship again, you know what I mean? But
yeah, and we still almost did, which is crazy.
it is.
right. We're one
So,
game away.
Um, now moving on from ASU, let's dive deep into, or not deep, but let's dive into the D-backs and Cattell Marte real quick. Cattell Marte, pretty much Mike Hazen is shutting down rumors that, or not shutting down rumors, but shutting down the fact that we're going to trade him this offseason. We have a super high price tag on him, deservingly so. He's the best second baseman in baseball right now. We are not getting the offers, and other teams are starting to pivot away from that and trade their good players for other players. And so, with that being said, if you don't meet our price tag for Cattell Marte, we don't have to trade him. And essentially, that's what Mike Hazen said. He's let everyone know that trade talks should be ending shortly and that a trade isn't likely. And it's time to put in the nail in the coffin on the subject so they can start planning accordingly for other free agents.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, Zach Gallen is likely to leave for a deal with the Angels. Perfectly fine. He was kind of all over the place and has been for about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Um, Nabil Krismat, he was kind of essential with keeping us competitive last year. He went to the Rangers. And we are still in play for that guy I mentioned last week, Alex Bregman from the Red Sox. He'd be a great pickup. Even if we don't get him, we are talking to a few different bullpen arms, which is great, but also two Japanese players, a pitcher, Tatsuya Imai. Sorry, I'm going to butcher that. He's a crazy pitcher in Japan, and then a third baseman, first baseman Kazuma Okamoto.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are 27 and 25 years old. If we sign them, hopefully for a cheaper deal, this guy's a slugger, the third baseman, and he's pretty good at defense, so that can secure our third baseman or first baseman. And then also, if we get another starting pitcher, I mean, we might be locked in again next year, boys. So
Yeah.
that'll be good. I don't want to waste Corbin Carroll and these young players that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the Coyotes left like a year or two ago, but Shane Doan, uh, who used to play for the Coyotes, I believe he's a Hall of Famer. His wife, uh, Andrea Doan, is attempting to bring back NHL hockey to Arizona. They're going through the same process as we did to try to keep the Coyotes in Arizona. So it's going to take some time, but it is in the process. And then let's go down to the Cardinals right now. Larry Fitzgerald is a Hall of Fame finalist right now, baby.
Mm-hmm.
First ballot, and he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. What do you guys think?
Easy, lights out. Like I don't foresee him not making the Hall of Fame this class. It's for me kind of like inducting Tom Brady. Like it should just be a known.
Yeah,
Everyone called him a Hall of Famer before he even retired, so it was like
exactly.
it, it makes sense, and I'm excited because he's our guy. So, what do you think, June?
Is that gonna let us be able to have him on in the field next year to be in our Ring of Honor
I
eligible, or do we just have to wait?
I don't know the Ring of Honor rules, to be
Eligibility.
honest.
Yeah.
Either way, I think it'd be exciting for us to see Larry come back into the stadium. Show his gold jacket, and then also be into that Ring of Honor because we know he's the best Cardinal to ever do it. So
Is
I'm excited
Yeah,
for
he
him.
one of the only Hall of Famers we have? Or do we have a couple?
No, we have a couple. I thought
we have a
Jim Brown or
couple.
something was Hall of Famer.
Okay. What about
Yeah.
like modern day / our era, like when we were growing up? Is he the only one out of our
Yeah,
OG teams?
there's a
Kurt Warner too, right? He's a Hall of
there's a
Famer?
there's
I
a
thought he was.
corner. Oh yeah, Kurt Warner is a Hall of Famer, but he was a Hall of Famer mostly because what he did at the Rams, and then he came to the Cardinals and went crazy too. So
Yeah, it's not like he's the Cardinals Hall of Famer. Yeah.
yeah, Larry Fitzgerald is fucking Cardinals thick and through, dude. Like,
Yeah.
just he's
Hmm.
our guy, and that's why I love Devin Booker. Well, we all love Devin Booker because he's trying to do the same thing. So,
Yeah.
and then last but not least, and we'll dive a little more into this maybe later, but Steve Keim states he might be ready for a return to the NFL next year. Could the Cardinals be in play? We'll dive deep into that here after we review the Cardinals versus Bengals game, which, my
A
God, what the hell? We lost 37-14.
update before we fucking watch
What?
or we talk about that. Sun Devils just scored touchdown and went for 2 and got it, so we're down by 3.
Oh, dang,
They're
bro.
just going I don't know, they're going crazy. I bet you the game might be over while we're recording, so we'll let y'all know, but
Heck yeah. I still have ASU
anyways.
winning. I got
Yeah,
ASU winning.
we got to. Bengals,
Sorry,
that
Duke.
that was a back to our listeners. That was a disgrace and embarrassment to the entire Cardinals organization. I am surprised that Michael Bidwill has he's given the job to Jonathan Gannon. I'm surprised he hasn't been fired yet.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll talk about that. But the most embarrassing nail in the coffin was Cody Ford getting a 21-yard reception, lined up wide against Denzel Burke, and just catches the ball and breaks the tackle and runs it for 21 yards. He broke not an NFL record, but he holds the modern era record because they can't really stat this, but since 2000, think you have to be over 350 pounds. He weighs 365. He got the most yardage out of a 350-pound player in the
Of
NFL,
course you
the
did.
most. And I was like, that's insane. That's embarrassing. Your tackle is just running routes and catching balls on our corners, man.
Everyone and their mama is just breaking records against the Cardinals this year. So who
Yeah.
knows, dude?
And then Tristan Wirfs had a touchdown on us this year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he
So
did?
it's
The
like,
Tampa
yeah.
Bay?
Hmm. I'm just saying, our team's a disgrace, and honestly, it's just it wasn't even a competitive game, the Bengals. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the last 7 points was in garbage time, so it was really 37-7.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just a sad game, dude, and I don't know, we come to expect it now, and I'm kind of can't wait till the offseason. And then next week with the Rams, they have something to play for, so I don't even foreshadow a game at the Rams. Is it at the Rams Stadium?
Yeah, it's at
I
SoFi.
I don't even expect it to be a game. We should, I mean, obviously start our rookies and stuff, but I don't even want to watch it, to be honest with y'all.
No,
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't either.
going back to the Cardinals versus the Bengals recap, I mean, you guys mentioned it, right? We were down 7-23 at half and
Mm-hmm.
37-7 going into the fourth quarter. I was like, I'm doing other stuff at this point rather than just staying locked into the game because you got to, you're going to lose your
Yeah.
mind. But I was just kind of like, what is happening? All of a sudden it was 14-0 in the first quarter. And then thankfully, Michael Wilson, he's been lights out the second half of the year.
Yeah.
He scored a crazy little tiptoe touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the only bright spot really is him and Trey McBride set the record for
Tight end
most catches by a
receptions
tight end in a season. And then he broke the Cardinals record for most receptions in a season, which is crazy
over
too.
Hopkins. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the only bright spot. I mean, MHJ, non-factor. I'm ready to 100% call him a bust. He should have been he's playing like a third round pick right now.
Yeah.
Michael
I
Wilson and him
wouldn't,
need a switch. So
yeah, I wouldn't say he's a bust until we get a better offensive coordinator out there. Because, I feel like Drew Petzing would make even, um, Jamar Chase a bust because he's not going to get any offense going on with the Bengals if he was out there. So I would say I'm going to wait on
Well,
MHJ
we also have
before.
to wait because he's been battling injuries and appendicitis. Rick had appendicitis when we were in high school, and he was out for 2 months.
Yeah,
So
makes
the
sense.
fact that MHJ even came back this season is pretty remarkable. I think he was smart and got it taken care of a lot sooner than Rick did. When we were kids, Rick kind of let it go, and I think it burst, right, Rick? And
Yeah.
so it made it
Yeah,
even worse. And your recovery was 2 months, but like. For him, it still sucks. And then he had that heel injury, and then he also had what the something else injury, concussion, the concussion, which whack. But I'm not saying he's a bust, but I'm not saying he's wide receiver one. I think it's
no,
Michael
yeah,
Wilson
I agree. It's
right
Mike
now.
Wilson one. Yeah,
And I do think we give MHJ, some another shot. Like we're not gonna trade him this offseason. I know Adam probably might want to trade him.
I do. I do want to trade him because I want to solidify his value. Let's say he plays just like this next year. Now he's worth a day 3 pick.
Yeah.
This year we can get a high second or a first round draft pick to the Ravens or something. We'll take the Ravens first round draft pick all day.
Don't
So
trade Marvin. Don't trade
no,
Marvin.
that's
Don't
dumb.
trade Marvin.
I
with a
know how
with
Marvin is.
how this draft class is stacking up, which we'll get more into in a little bit, I would, just because I would say you know what you're going to get out of Marvin. Go get somebody dynamic. So
We don't know what we're getting out of him because, like you said, like I was saying earlier, like Drew
Petzing.
Petzing isn't doing shit with him, and then he was been injured, battling injuries and sickness. Yeah, you just don't know. Like there's so much, like we don't know about him that we can't say that he's like
He still has
complete
a high
shit,
ceiling, in my
And he
opinion.
had a lot of
so
crazy catches, that we've seen. So he has potential. There's definitely that flashes that you could see. So I can't say he's bust.
so would you say he's DeAndre Hopkins, because they're
L-
both not fast, they're both good route runners, but who
Let
can
me,
catch the ball?
let me say this. Let me say this because it's hard to compare those two because Hopkins was a freaking vet at that point. But um MHJ has shown flashes, but he has a lot of regression. And we've talked about this all freaking season 2 of Desert Dynasty. Our coaching has regressed a
It
thousand
has.
percent from last season. So that is a reflection to your players as well. It's remarkable that Trey McBride and Michael Wilson have progress this season versus regressed. But I do think with better coaching that you can unlock players like Marvin Harrison and Darius Robinson. I do think that if we traded away Marvin, I don't me personally, I don't want to get a pick because Monty's gonna waste that pick. He doesn't draft that well, and I'd rather just have Marvin try it out one more season at least.
I just like to look at the intangibles, right? He's super tall, super like got route running skills, and I mean he won the was it the Blicknoff Award? And when he was in college, he was the number one wideout, and he was playing on a really
He
good
was seen
offense.
as wide
So it's
receiver
like,
one at Ohio State
yeah,
over
over
like
Malik Neighbors, over Amika
Mika
Buka,
Ibuka.
over
Neighbors
these good.
was at LSU, but
Oh, you're right. Over all these good OSU teammates. So I can't just say that like he's ass. You know what I mean? Like I still see those flashes. I still see those intangibles that I wouldn't want to trade away because then we're gonna have to look for someone just like him. We're gonna have
it's
to
the
like,
coaching. It's the coaching right
yeah,
now.
we're gonna have
So
to waste a high pick on, let's say ASU. We love him, Jordan Tyson. We have to waste the top 10 pick on
I
him
honestly,
when we already did with
we're
Marvin
gonna
Harrison.
talk
Let's just
about it soon.
switch that over again and like keep Marvin and then start building the blocks with O line and D line and then find that quarterback we need. But I still say let's give MHJ 2 more years before we give up on him.
yeah. So before we move on to the Rams versus Cardinals outlook, what do you define as a bust? Because my personal definition of a bust, I look at where you're drafted, what your expectations were, and also your performance slash your team, right? For me, that's why he's a bust. I'm not saying he's a horrendous player. I'm just saying we drafted him fourth overall?
Or yeah,
Fourth overall. And when you come in fourth overall, you make plays. If we're going to compare Jamar Chase, right? Jamar Chase and the Bengals, they weren't great. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow made the Bengals great. Jamar Chase makes insane catches. He has insane route running through the route, at the beginning of his route and the top of his route. He is a complete receiver, and he makes everybody around him better. And if you throw him the ball, he fucking catches it. No matter what, he catches the ball. That's what separates these star receivers who, hey, you're going to the Hall of Fame. And you're a great receiver, wide receiver too, though. You're not gonna be him, you know? That's what I think. Do you guys agree with that, or do you look at it differently?
Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, I guess I would say is I understand where you're coming from saying that. I guess what I'm saying is when I say a bust, it means they're just trash and like you're never gonna see them good again. But I could understand that, and I do see from your point of view that Monty's first round draft picks have been bust picks, right? Darius Robinson, Marvin Harrison Jr., even Paris Jones have been okay. But who's the other first rounder that we had?
Walter Nolan.
Walter Nolan. Love all those picks. And they were great at the time, but you could see the injuries, the inconsistencies, and the not playing well. That you could say, yeah, that is a bust. But I guess I was saying a bust as in like, oh, he's a bad player. I don't think Marvin's like a horrible player, but I do see that, like you're saying, with the draft capital that he hasn't panned out.
For me, how I define a bust is a player that cannot contribute to your football team. So that being said, Robert Kindici was a bust. Darius Robinson is turning into a bust. But Marvin Harrison has contributed and won us games last season. And this season, we almost came back against Seattle, and that was his like comeback game, right? He contributes to this team, and he's not a bust.
He's just been injured.
He's just been injured, and he has had a really regressed season this year, in my opinion.
Okay,
but
we'll have to find a more common word to describe what that is then, because a bust, we all have different. Disappointment's probably a better word, because a bust, we all have different. We all have different definitions. So I think disappointment would be
huge disappointment this year.
More accurate word. With that being said, congratulations, real quick, to Trey McBride. You're a freaking beast, Michael Wilson. Keep doing what you're doing. With that being said, we go to the Rams game next week. We go against the Rams, and pretty much a Week 18 outlook for the teams within essentially the top 5 draft picks. What draft implications could be based off the results of those games. So first and foremost, Sean McVay did confirm the Rams will be playing their starters. They want to get a better seeding. Are they going to be in the playoffs?
6th seed right now.
They're the 6th seed. They want to get a better seeding. If the Seahawks lose and they win, I think they overtake them.
No. It would be the Niners.
The Niners. That's right.
Whoever wins gets the 1 seed.
I keep forgetting the Rams lost last week.
Yeah. So. What's crazy is right now, Eagles and Rams are both the Eagles are seated higher than the Rams. So the Eagles win, and then the Rams win. The Rams jump them because they have the tiebreaker since they beat them in the season. But if Eagles lose and Rams win, then they jump them as well. But if Eagles win and they lose to the Cardinals, then obviously they're screwed. So they have to play.
So the Eagles are going to be one of the top 3 seeds just because they're a division leader.
Yes.
No. The Bears are leading them.
Oh, that's right. The Bears are leading them.
I'm saying the division leader. They're going to be one of the top 3 seeds.
Yeah, it would be Eagles, Bears,
top 4.
Seahawks, Panthers, and then either Panthers or Tampa Bay, which is crazy because they both suck. They're not bad, but compared to these other NFC teams,
the Panthers are definitely the best out of that division.
Yeah,
but they're 8-8 though. I don't know. They're gonna get whopped the first round, dude, or whatever.
Probably.
But yeah, like Adam or Seth was saying, Rams do have some implication on their seeding. You know, they don't want to be behind either Seahawks or Niners. So they have to play.
In my opinion, as a Rams, if I was a Rams fan, you don't want to lose 3 in a row and go to the playoffs. They've already lost 2 in a row. They lost to Seattle, and now they lost last week to who they lose to again? Falcons. You lose to the Cardinals, you have no momentum going to the playoffs. Come on.
Mhm.
You have implications as seeding wise, but pride wise right now. You lose 3 games in a row, you're not a good football team. No one does that. So
I mean, I think with the Cardinals' injuries and our staff and just the circumference of what the Cardinals are right now, I think that even their second string could beat us right now.
I agree with that full-heartedly as
but
well.
I think this is the thing. The Rams have to beat us and the Seahawks have to beat the 49ers, and they would jump the 49ers and maybe somebody else based off other games. So they want the higher seeding, deservingly so. The Seahawks, we'll see if they play to win. That's what I'm kind of wondering. Hey, are you going to play to win?
Because if San Fran wins, then San Fran gets the first seed. So they're fighting for number 1 seed right now.
Gotcha. So it's pretty much, regardless, all 3 of them are going to be in the playoffs more than likely.
Yes.
So
they are.
No, they all clinched.
I think they all clinched.
Yeah. Gosh, that's insane.
I know. And then we're just over here at 3-12.
Depressed as shit.
Or 3-13.
13, yeah.
Oh my God.
So
if
with
we
that
lose on Sunday, that's 8 in a row, right? Or 9?
9 in a row. We haven't won since the Cowboys game. So
I can't even count it, but I'll look right now while you talk, Adam.
We're pathetic. It doesn't even, it is what it is, you know, but
he's 20 games under 500, bro.
This is the thing, is that currently we have the 5th draft pick right now, the number 5 pick. And we're tied. Essentially, we can go anywhere between the 2nd pick and the 5th pick based off of what happens in week 18. First and foremost, how does our game go? If we win, I'm going to be pissed. We're all going to be pissed. And then we jump up to 6 to like 12, which would be insane. The other games that we have to kind of look into, first and foremost, the Titans versus the Jaguars. The Jaguars are playing for the division and possibly the number 1 seed right now, so you know they're going to play hard. But the Titans have been extremely competitive the last half of this season. Jaguars are on fire, though. I think the Jaguars win. We probably don't get below the Titans. The Giants are going against the Cowboys. Jerry Jones said that Dak Prescott might not even play that whole game. So that'll be interesting. Who knows what's going to happen with that one? I would love the Giants to beat the Cowboys. I think they're going to be playing to win anyways. So I think the Giants beat the Cowboys. So that puts us down to 4.
I saw potentially, Adam, that if the Titans lose to the Jaguars, that we might win a less strength of schedule because Jags' strength of schedule
they get better?
will push them. So we might edge Titans just because of strength of schedule barely. If there's potential, I'm not saying for sure,
That's
but
true.
that would be nice.
I mean, the thing is that we think that the Rams are going to beat us, so that increases our strength of schedule. And then also either the Seahawks or the 49ers are also going to win. So then that strength of schedule goes there. So
we're kind of screwed.
It would be interesting. It would be probably by like a 0.001 that we get lower than them. So we'll see what happens, though.
I guess so we can talk about it now. Even though we do have a top 5 pick, what do you think we could do with that? Are we trading up, or are we just gonna stay and pick and then pick up a veteran? I heard people were thinking we pick up Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, that's the hard part. And this offseason is going to be crazy with quarterbacks. There's like a bunch of quarterbacks who people think are going to get traded. Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow are back in that. Malik Willis has been going nuts lately with the Packers. I mean, did you guys see how he played last week? It was insane. He's pretty much the quarterback that everybody thought he was going to be at the Titans with the Green Bay. So, but Green Bay has a knack for developing quarterbacks. So, either Michael Penix or Kirk Cousins are going to be available. I mean, that's going to be crazy.
I don't like Kirk. Kirk Cousins retired.
He's too.
I think Brissett's better than Kirk.
Yeah. My favorite one that I really like, that I think we all really like, is that there's talk that the Giants could go. I mean, if they lose, they get the 2nd overall pick. They could trade Jackson Dart, get a better quarterback because he's got a shit ton of concussions. And then what could happen with us is we could get what if we trade Jackson Dart, pair him with what's his name, Dable. I mean, there's connection there at least. I just floating the idea around.
I saw that, and I was shitting on this one dude on Facebook. I was like, "You're insane thinking that the Giants are moving off Jackson Dart. He showed so much talent at the beginning of the season before they fired Brian Dable, and then
Yeah.
as well as you don't know what you're going to get out of a rookie. You saw what Jackson Dart's capable of in the NFL.
Yeah.
So why would you trade away that potential, especially when you don't know what you're going to get out of Dante Moore or Fernando?
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love that. I would love to have Jackson Dart over here. That'd be insane. He's so
That'd be
good.
crazy. Yeah.
Giants are stupid if they gave him to us, but I'd take
Absolutely.
it. I'd take it.
What do you think,
Well,
Rick?
we have to trade for him though. You know,
Kyler and some picks.
I don't
as
think
long as
we'd
we're
end
not
up
getting
trading
away any kind of
Kyler.
first, that would suck dick.
I don't
I
think we'll
want
trade
our
Kyler
first.
because they're going to take one
Yeah,
of the
you're
top
right.
two and
You're
start him
right.
as a
So
rookie.
they would want a different player and maybe some picks.
At least definitely some picks. I don't honestly.
That's a far fetched one, and we'll talk about it
That's
if that
tough.
happens. But what I think will happen is, I think we could trade up to number 2. What do you guys
Yeah.
think about that?
I think that's
really
a
do think because
possibility.
Giants are like, hey, we
They
like
need a
Jackson
quarterback.
Dart. Let's trade down and get like a fucking treasure trove of like good picks, and then Cardinals get the guy they want. You know.
So if you guys remember last season, the second overall pick was, I believe, the Browns. Or maybe someone else.
Oh yeah,
Don't
and they
quote me.
traded
But
down
the person that traded up was Jacksonville. Traded up to 2 to take Travis
Travis.
Hunter. They had to give away that year's first round, the next year's first round, I believe a second round of 26, and a third of 26. So
Christ.
that's 5 picks because you got 2 first rounders, aka that year 2025 first round, 2026 first round, 2026 second round, 2026
That's 4
third round.
picks,
So
right?
4 picks, yeah.
4
But
premium picks.
they're all premium picks, and they were freaking Jaguar picks. At the time, they were seen as gold, but they did good this year, I guess. So.
See, that's the intriguing thing, and that's why I would love to pick 3rd overall because you're going to know what you're going to get. You're going to get one of the 3 top players in this draft. You're either going to get Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore, or you're going to get that freaking defensive end from Miami who's fucking
I think we can get him at
crazy.
5. I think we
I
can.
think we get him at 5 too. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, only if. I mean, do the other teams have quarterbacks though? Let's see. The Jets. The Jets don't have. The Jets need a quarterback, so they might trade up. The Giants have a quarterback. The Titans have a quarterback. Okay, I mean, we could get him at 5. I mean, honestly, if we are at 5, I don't want to trade up.
No,
unless we trade up to 1.
Yeah,
but we're not going to be able to trade up to 1.
Too many, huh? Too much.
Yeah, we're giving.
I don't
want
to. I mean, we fucking suck. Why would we trade that? The Jaguars, they had everything in place. They just had a down year. They got a brand new coach, and then that's why they went and got him. And guess what? They're still insane, and he only played like 6 games this year. So,
we all called it too that Travis Hunter was a wasted. Like they traded way too much for him.
I knew it.
But it is what it is. At least they're successful this year,
and he'll be good in the future. Good.
Yeah. He's gonna have to pick a side of the ball though. That's what.
Man, with the way that our scouts have been at Dante Moore's throat, it's like Cardinals. That's their guy, dude. And I feel like that's what Monty's gonna be doing, especially since he knows his head's on the line this season. So he's gonna be like wheeling and dealing and try to see if he can get up to the second or third, whether it happens or not. But that's what I feel. I feel we're gonna get to him and start over new with hopefully a new regime. But
I like Dante Moore. I've been watching film on all the top quarterbacks.
He's nice.
He's good, and I would be happy with him. But like Adam's saying, what are we giving up for him? Are we giving up next year's first and the second and third? We're giving up a lot of capital just to get Dante.
Yeah. The 3 quarterbacks that are pretty much tied to the Cardinals are Fernando Mendoza. It's a long shot that we get him. He's going number 1 overall, unless the Raiders are in love with Dante Moore, then they take him.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
I think it's going to be up to Tom Brady.
Dante Moore.
Tom Brady's going to decide who they take, which if it's going to be anybody, I would take Fernando Mendoza if you're wanting to have an offense like the Patriots.
If let's just say, because you said that, if the Raiders take Dante Moore, I would be willing to trade all those picks for Fernando to go to 2 to the New York Giants. But so would Jets, which is crazy. They have more picks than we do to give up.
I want to see his leadership qualities, because that's the only thing about Fernando Mendoza. He's like he appears to me as like kind of awkward and soft spoken.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see how is he like in the huddle, like how does he command it, and they don't show that till like the draft process. So
right.
But so I'm gonna say no right now to drafting up for Fernando Mendoza. Yes for Dante Moore, but we're also linked to Ty Simpson. If we fucking draft Ty Simpson, I'm picking a different team. I'm a Lions fan, or I don't even know. I won't even watch the NFL anymore. I will be freaking livid. He is a Josh Rosen pick.
He's not good.
He's hot trash. I just watched the last
Playoffs.
game, at least the first 3 quarters, but he cannot throw under pressure to save his life. He's so
came back
timid.
and won that game. He came back and won that game.
Shit, did he win the game or his defense win the game?
Defense went crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm agreement with you, Adam. But I do see value in Ty Simpson. I just wouldn't want him in the early first. If we had to trade
Second or
down
third
and get him late first, I'd be okay. I'm not saying I'd be happy. Not at all.
I know I hate talking about draft picks early, but it's boring as hell talking about the losing to Cardinals. But so I was thinking maybe we don't get a quarterback and pick up either Spencer Fano or the guy from Miami, because those guys will fall in our lap. I have a good feeling they would.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, we'll get the number 1 talent, because technically they are. Yeah. Quarterbacks are always coveted, but the number 1 talent is really going to be,
yeah, that's what we should do.
And honestly, that's why I'm fine staying at 5. Like, let's say we lose and all the other teams lose and we stay at 5. I'm perfectly fine either getting the tackle, the Fano guy from Utah, or getting the edge from Miami. If either one of those fall in our lap,
we're good.
Sure.
Those are golden players.
I appreciate it. Okay. Because the only quarterback I really wanted outside of Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore is the Jaden Maeva guy from USC, but he just announced that he announced he's coming back for 2026, which means, kind of based off what you said, Rick, I would love to wait till next year to get a quarterback. Let Jacoby Brissett come in. Let Jacoby Brissett come in, build up your team this year, have a new regime come in, and if you keep Gannon, you got to fucking surround him with
new
other
OC,
people.
New DC,
new everything but Gannon. That's what they would have to do. But then you have to develop people. So
hot take. I low-key would want Jordan Tyson at 5.
Hey, what the heck?
Well,
we don't need Jordan Tyson.
Let's just do the math of what we think might happen. So the Raiders need a quarterback. Okay. Yep. Jets need a quarterback. Giants don't. They're going to take either.
They're likely trading down. They're likely
trade down. Likely.
Yeah.
Well, if they're at 2, they trade down. But I don't think they trade out of the top 6.
No.
So, but I mean, that means somebody else is leapfrogs us anyways. I don't think we trade up. I don't think Austin Fort's about that. Austin Fort. Jesus.
Yeah.
But I mean, who else is it? Jets, Giants, Raiders,
Tennessee,
and Titans.
Titans
so
get Jordan
two
Tyson.
Two quarterbacks get taken. Titans get Jordan Tyson. Giants might get him. So one of them 2 are getting Jordan Tyson. I mean, I would say sit at 5, get the edge rusher or the tackle.
Yeah.
Like whoever doesn't get taken of those 2, like just take them.
And hopefully we can get a 3rd for Kyler and just move on.
I think a second for
I
Kyler.
Want a second. Nice. I don't think we get it.
I mean, who else needs a quarterback? Hey, what if he goes to Pittsburgh and we get a second?
That'd be awesome.
And he would do really good with Mike Tomlin, which also, by the way, if Mike Tomlin gets fired, if Mike Tomlin gets fired, bro, I don't care what we have to do. Get Mike Tomlin here. Pay him $1 billion.
Same with Jim
Bring his
Harbaugh,
ass here.
Too. Both of them.
Yeah,
Ravens might fire him too, Jim.
That'd be ridiculous. But do your thing, Chicken Wing. I think he might retire if he gets fired from the Ravens. Though, what do you think?
Yeah,
he's an old guy. So
like why restart somewhere else?
Yeah. So
we'll see.
I don't know. That's going to be crazy though. Last but not least, before we head into the end of our session of burnout, Gannon went on 98.7. Got asked a multitude of times by Gambo, do you think you're going to be on the Cardinals next year? And he repeatedly said, based off his conversations with management, which pretty much is Austin Fort and Bidwell, he thinks he's going to be back next year.
Not
What do you
even
guys
that. Next
think?
week.
Yeah.
No, he said in his press conference, he said he feels confident he's going to be here next week and that he's going to be looking for change and there's going to be a lot of change. And it's kind of scary looking, but you read the tea leaves, all of the national media is not talking about the Cardinals getting a new coach. So what
Yeah.
does that mean? We're going to be stuck with Jonathan Gannon. And I was even arguing with Sefa because he's like, what the hell? Like, you're going to go 3-14 and still keep your coach? And I was like, okay, we get it. None of us want him. But you got to think devil's advocate here. Why are we keeping him? And the only thing I could think of is stability and continuity. Gannon was, and we saw good things in him the first 2 years. And he's a good people's coach or players coach. And so I could see, how they want to keep that. But it's just so hard to see with all these 40 burgers that is put on us and all of these non-competitive games, which have been the whole season besides the first half. So it's hard, but we have to accept it if it does happen.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't want to see it, man. I'm sick to my stomach seeing that in Gambo's news and his smug smiling. It's
I
me. I'm
hate
gonna be
that.
here. Yeah. I don't, dude. You are 3-14 after the L on Sunday because we're not winning. We're just saying. Let me say that now. I'm stamping approval. Desert Dynasty predicted that we're gonna lose on Sunday, and it's not even a prediction. It should already say 3-14 right now. That's how bad we are.
Yeah.
You are 3-14 as a head coach for the Cardinals, and you are going down in history as one of the worst Cardinals head coaches. Why are you getting retained for a third year? We're basically fourth year. We're basically delaying the inevitable of firing Gannon next season because of how bad he is. Why are we wasting a year of all of these rookies that we have touted time on another 3? Let's say we win 5 games at best next season. That's another wasted season. And
Yeah.
even if I told Junior our biggest upside with Gannon next year, if we hire some crazy coordinators, is we win 8 to 9 games next year. And that's a big if, and that's what we kind of want. But 8 and 9 wins should have been this year. So it's like we're just delaying the inevitable, and I'm so scared that we're not gonna fire him. And I do think it would be beneficial to get a new coach next year, especially if we get a rookie quarterback, for many reasons. But we'll see. I don't think Gannon's gone, and it's making me sick. And we'll talk about it next week when he's still here.
I mean, with that being said, I mean, there's obviously changes that have to be made around him. And I'll kind of go first on this. What are 3 must changes that we need to see? First and foremost, I would plan for the future. If you're a businessman, Bidwell, you plan for the future. So who do you need to bring in? You need to bring in a coach who you would be fine if you got to fire Gannon midseason and they can be your interim head coach. Who is that going to be? Dable. Bring in Dable as your offensive coordinator. Do not let Gannon make that decision. And guess what? If he is part of the decision, you better let him know, hey, you better fucking work for your job. Otherwise, you're not going to have it, and this guy's going to take it. So we need Dable there. Who else do we need? We need another crazy defensive coordinator. We don't have – I want to see a defensive coordinator just like want to freaking tear your head off, dude. That's what I think of as a defensive coordinator. We don't have that right now. We need to go get somebody like a Robert Saleh. I don't think he's going to come to the Arizona, but somebody similar. I don't know all the defensive coordinators in the league. I know a lot of offensive coordinators because that's just how the league is. And then thirdly, what I think needs to happen, whoever is in charge of the health and preparation of our players, fire them.
Yes.
We have been
injury
prone the last 3 years. I've never seen anything like it. Obviously, something needs to change. Bring somebody else in to do that. And I mean, it was kind of tied for getting Awesome Fort out of here too. See, I'm calling him Awesome Fort because he's fucking trash. But what were you going to say though, Junior? Sorry.
I was going to say, I agree with the defensive coordinator. I would love to have what's it called? If Mike McDaniel gets, let go. I don't know. I don't think he does. I think he saved his job after all these wins.
Yeah.
That would be an awesome OC, dude. That would be amazing.
Oh yeah.
And then I think, isn't Kevin Stefanski going to be getting fired too?
Yeah.
Like, he's an offensive guru though, huh?
Yeah.
He's not
I don't
defensive.
want him. I don't
Yeah, I
want
don't want him either.
You're springing on another Browns offense. So
You know what's
Yeah.
scary is I have a feeling that Monty's going to retain Nick Rallis, which is like, dude, you see what he's done this season.
Our
Why are we gonna
defensive
retain
team,
him?
our defense has regressed this year, dude.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, hot garbage. What do you think, Sefa?
Man, we need lights out coaching. Like we've been saying it every single week. The problem with the Cardinals right now has been coaching. It has all season. We have talent that's going underutilized. We have teams like the freaking Jaguars and the Bears that they were bottom of the barrel last year, and now they're almost one seeds on both NFC and AFC. It's like it can be done if you have the right coaching and the right personnel. We just don't have that, and that's why I want new coaches. It's why I want a new head coach. I don't think like we're going to fire Gannon, so he has to hire new coordinators. I think he's gonna make mistakes because he did it before. I don't think
Yeah,
he
Well,
has a. I don't think he has a knack for hiring coaches. Clearly, we
and
yeah,
clearly
Bidwell's
haven't.
got to hold everyone accountable, dude.
Hmm.
We've all had these shitty seasons, and so you should get fired for it. You shouldn't
Yes.
be getting praise like, "Oh, you got this." Like you got us approval for a new training facility and blah 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 blah. Who cares, dude? You
Yeah.
lost games. That's the most important. That's your job. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna be definitely bittersweet if he does stay. If
It's
not,
yeah.
crazy because
let's
we
hope.
don't
Let's
even
hope.
look competitive. So it's like the Titans are competitive when they play a football game. The freaking who's the other
Giants.
bad teams? The Giants look competitive when they
The
play
Browns
football.
beat the
The
Steelers.
Browns beating the Steelers. Like play football and make it look like you're a good team because right now we're losing games and it's non-competitive. It's like I'm watching high school football. Like it's so weird.
Yeah, no, definitely. But with that being said, obviously we could talk all day about how shitty Gannon is and why we think he shouldn't be here. But it has come to the end of our episode. We're going to finish out with some burnout. We got a few questions here. First and foremost, Junior, what is your favorite food from Christmas this year?
Favorite food this year was, oh man, we had tamales this year. We had pork
Hey,
and chicken tamales, or
nice.
I think it's beef. Yeah, no, it's pulled pork actually. But yeah, it was fire as hell, dude. And I
Dang,
love the
tamales sound
moistness of
fuego.
the corn husk, and I'm like, ah, this shit's so good, bro.
Dang, that
I
sounds
had like
super
10 on
good.
my sleeve.
Hell yeah. My favorite food, we at Kat's parents' house, Kat's mom went to Little Miss Barbecue in Phoenix and she picked up a smoked pork butt. So if you're not familiar
Ooh,
with that, it's just it looks like pulled pork basically, and it's the pork's butt, but it's very
No, it's pork
tender.
shoulder. It's not the pork spot.
No, this is pork butt, bro.
No,
Promise
they
you.
call it pork shoulder butt is what it's called.
Okay, but it's still the butt.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
But
is.
I know I worked meat, dude. I worked in the
Okay,
meat
then what is
department.
it then?
you're
It's the
working
part of
It's
the
the
meat?
shoulder
shoulder.
of the pork.
You're working meat.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
so it's just the
it's
shoulder.
very tender though. Yeah,
They don't
they
eat.
call it pork butt though, but it's not the pork butt.
Oh, it's the pork shoulder. Okay,
Yeah,
Damn, now he's
it's
sad.
stupid.
whatever.
He thought he was eating
It was
ass.
good.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I wish. I wish. Give me that pig ass. It was
What's it
tasty. Very
called?
smoked very well.
Hell yeah. My dad made brisket this year, so fuck that up, bro. Hell yeah.
Fire.
nice.
Okay. Do the Suns make the playoffs this year, Sefa?
Man, big ask, but yes.
Hell yeah.
Play in. We're not
Play
gonna
in?
make a seeded. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Play
What
in.
do you think, June?
If we continue to be healthy, and Jalen Green comes back swinging, yeah, I do think we can make it this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Play in as
Play
well.
in or okay, play in? All
Yeah,
right.
plan.
I think we make the 6th seed. I think we're 6th seed. We'll see what happens though. We're number 7 right
shall
now.
Adam's always
think.
Only
homer, dude. Adam's
we're
always
number
homer, dude.
7. We're at number 7 and we're only a game and a half behind the Timberwolves. And
I
we
know,
started
but
out
I don't
slow.
have faith in our
All right.
Arizona sports. I don't even want to put
Okay,
money on
I get
anything
that.
anymore.
I get that. I get that.
I quit.
Off the top of your head, the first 3 changes you're making to the staff and players outside of, or just kidding. We just answered that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Last question. out of the MLB, NFL, NBA, and NCAA, who should have a lockout to go over the rules and set hard limits or correct issues in the league, and why? And you can't choose the same one as somebody else. Go, Junior.
I would say the NFL. I really don't like the 2 foot rules. I know it's like, oh, we're professionals. We can do the 2 foot. You know how many times there's so many good plays with one hand, 1 foot, and it counts in the
Okay.
NCAA. I
Okay.
really do think if you change that up, we get a more offensive heavy NFL,
League.
more points. It's some more fun, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of those other rules where we could change is like, I don't know, just different small little rules with special teams and different things. And I think the NFL should do that. And then a bunch of rules with the refs too. Like I feel like they take control of the game a lot, which I wish like we could like change some things that way as well.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
I'm gonna pick a different one, but to piggyback off Ricky's, if you challenge a penalty and there's clear evidence on film that the
Literally.
refs were wrong, it should always be overturned.
Always.
I don't
Yes.
care if you were right or you thought you were right during the play. There wasn't a face mask because it went behind the head or something. Like there's been many instances where a flag was wrong and then they review it and then they waive it, or they don't waive it. They just say, "Oh, it's a correct call."
And don't
Get
come
outta
up with
here.
some sorry ass, oh, there's another flag though, so we're going to enforce that one. You didn't throw it on the play.
Yes.
You get to
Dude.
call the flag that was thrown, and that's what it is.
I was watching the holy crap, the Monday Night Football game at LA versus Falcons.
Hmm.
The Falcons were running the ball with Bijan Robinson. He got like a 40-yard run, and on that run, the offensive lineman literally goes like this to the helmet of the defensive lineman and throws the helmet off of him, and it was clear as day. His helmet's off,
Face mask.
no flag, and the refs didn't even throw a flag. And I'm like, that's clearly blatant freaking face mask or hands to the face. And Bijan got a 40-yard run. I don't even care about the Rams. I just care about a fair football game.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and that defensive player could have made a big play too. And when that all happened, and I'm like, dude, the refs they either don't call it or they call something stupid like every fucking time.
I would love to have like a different color flag just for penalty. Like you get kind of like the NBA, you get like 2, right? If you get 1 per half, if you get it correct that half, you get 1 more challenge that half, right? Of a penalty. So, have like a blue flag or a green flag. You get to throw it to like challenge the flag on the play, because if it's like a first down, maybe you won't challenge it. But if it's like a 3rd and 12 and some bullshit ass call happened, you would want to challenge that, so, or a 40-yard run that changes the game,
Yes.
So I get that.
To switch off, because Ricky picked NFL, I would pick NBA. I am so sick and tired of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, having 50 free throw points a game, or when James Harden would do it, because you know how to draw a foul. Like, they need to fix that rule. I don't know how.
Yeah, they
because
need to
I
be
don't watch
more
basketball that much.
aggressive, dude.
Yeah,
Yes.
like
They need to go back to old
let
school.
them play football or basketball. It's so freaking like. Yeah,
Remember the bad boy Pistons, Detroit Pistons?
Yes.
Let him play ball, bro.
Yeah.
And
Like,
literally.
remember, Chris Paul would always draw the same things. I'm not saying it didn't benefit us, but it's cheesy, bro. You're literally like, you move across your face. Oh, beep. That's a by the rule foul. Then change the rule because it's stupid. Let him play freaking ball.
And the hardest
100%.
part is that the refs are not consistent, not from quarter to quarter, not from half to half, not from
or game
not
to game,
game to game, not
or
from not from this reffing staff to this one. They're all different.
Crazy.
Literally, they have conversations. Go ahead, Junior. Sorry.
And I don't want to see SG. What is his name? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA. I don't want to see him getting 25, free throws and then 25 points. Be like, you have a 50-pointer. What are you talking about, dude?
No.
You're pulling fouls and then you're getting a 20-point game. Big whoop, So
exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're like, oh, scoring's gone up in the NBA lately. No, your fucking free throws have
Penalties.
because these refs are dog shit. That's why. So
and the last 3 minutes of a basketball game last an hour because there's freaking fouls. Like,
it's insane.
Fix it. I'm so tired of it. There's 15 seconds left and you're up by 3 and you're still scared because
literally
you don't know if you're going to win this game because people are going to foul. What do you have to do? Like, it's so stupid.
I know.
Fix that.
I know. Well, to kind of end it here, I'm going to pick NCAA. NCAA or MLB, those are both tough, but I'm going to go NCAA just because, man, there needs to be a lockout. They need to have a salary cap. There
And
needs
they
to
need to
be a
talk to the
scholarship limit.
they need to talk to the playoff committee too.
Yes,
You know
they
what I
need
mean?
to talk to the playoff committee. I saw this thing. I sent it to you
Expanded.
guys. Expanded, right? Have a main one, have 20 teams in it, and 4 of them are
Yes.
like a play-in, right?
Mhm.
And then 4 of the games are play-ins to this tournament. And then if they don't get in, guess what? They go to the NIL bracket or a loser bracket. They're the top 4 seeds for that loser bracket. And then you reseed everybody else who can go into that. That could be another 20. So essentially the top 40 teams or so get into these 2 brackets, and that's who you want to watch play football. And then
Yeah.
in regards to the freaking bowl games, they're god dang useless
No
at this
one
point.
watches it.
Put them at the beginning of the year or put them in the middle of the year. You know, have like a
Make it
2-week
week
bye
1.
week.
Make it a week 1 game that is what do you
Exciting.
call it?
Yeah.
It actually affects your record. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That way you don't want to start 0-1, and
Well,
you're going against
the
a
only-
reputable team week 1.
The only
Yeah.
tough thing about doing the bowl games week 1 is look what happened with Texas. They got, penalized for losing and scheduling. Who they scheduled? Alabama or
Week 1. Yeah.
Texas?
Mhm.
I think they scheduled Texas. Or they scheduled like a hard team week 1.
Oh, Ohio State.
And Ohio State, and they're like, oh, why are we getting penalized when no one else wanted to play them?
No, it's
you
true.
know?
I agree with
So
that.
yeah, in a sense that will be hard, but that's what we want everyone to
Maybe
talk
just
about.
get rid of the
That's what
bowls
we
and
want.
expand the playoffs.
Yeah. And
Because people
Notre
care about
Dame should have
playoffs.
got in instead of
Notre Dame and BYU.
Yeah,
the
they
playoff
both should have
games-
got in.
And the playoff games are bowl games in itself. You could say, hey, the 21 seed versus
The Pop-Tart Bowl.
the
You know what I
8 seed,
mean?
you could call it the Pop-Tart
Cheez-It
Bowl,
Bowl.
but it's
right?
still
Yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah.
Right,
that makes
exactly.
sense.
Exactly. The
That makes
top
sense.
bowl games should be the playoffs. And then you can make these other NIL games those other lower ones, right? Loser bracket ones,
That
whatever
rate
you want to
ball and
call
shit.
it. Yeah.
The thing, Adam, the thing is when you said how many teams are in the playoffs?
20, and then a loser bracket could be like 20 or whatever. So 40 total teams.
I think the only problem with expanding it to 20 teams is that a lot of teams can lose like 3 to 4 games and still make the playoffs. So you're kind of punishing teams that have great records.
Or
I know
But that's,
I know
but that's the
seedings too,
point of
right?
like a Cinderella team. Hey, you're going to be the 16 seed or the 17
Yeah,
seed,
that's true.
and you're going to go against the 4 seed. If you beat them, damn, props to you. Now you've got kind of easier, playing, and you might make a run kind of thing, but they're still, way better than you. You never know. That's why
Yeah,
that's
you're
why
right.
March Madness is so
It's
crazy.
It's so fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think the salary cap is salary cap in NCAA would help with that because Texas Tech has a billionaire funding their team right now. So it's kind of insane. But with that being said, boys, crazy topics today. We know the Cardinals suck. It's really sad to see, but we might be taking the best talent into the draft next year. So we'll have to see what happens, boys. But that is the
We
end of
kept it long
Burnout.
this week, but love you guys, bro.
Yeah.
And definitely drop a like, leave a comment, and come back next week, man. We'll finish off the season strong with us. Just like Coach Gannon says, stick with us, man.
Stick with us.
You know you like it. You know you want
like
it. You know you love us.
Hopefully ASU wins. We just lost another turnover, so we'll see. We suck.
Later, fans.
Later, y'all. Happy New Year.
Later.
Happy New Year's.